Hi, welcome to our fourth and final installment of our Led Zeppelin Whiteboard. Led Zeppelin 1 is one of my all-time favorite albums. It was the first CD I ever bought, and that was before I even owned a CD player. And it's an album which, whenever I would go and test drive speakers, I would bring with me. If that album didn't sound good, I didn't buy those speakers. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm sitting next to this guitar amp. This is a Gretsch dual twin 6161, and for a long time it was rumored that this was the amp that Jimmy Page used to record Led Zeppelin 1. I first ran across one of these in the mid-90s. For some reason I didn't purchase it. It took me another 5 years to track one down, and I've had it since. Why did I think I needed the amp Jimmy Page used on this record? Have you heard the opening notes of Good Times, Bad Times? It's massive. I can't think of another song that sounds that big. King agreed, saying, "It starts off with a bang, introducing the four components of the band and how they interact. Nothing sounds secondary. Each instrument is a star. One of the best opening tracks ever. And it sounds even better on vinyl. This is Zeppelin setting the tone. The first song on their first record. They're announcing their presence with authority. As Brett stated, the recording on this song is so right in front of you. You can't tell if it's grabbing you or the other way around. It's just so heavy for the time period." Page had been a session musician throughout the 60s and knew exactly how to get the sounds he wanted in the engineering booth, and that sound was unlike anything at the time. Fozzy agreed, saying, "You don't get guitars like this much anymore. So sad. The Struts got their dramatics from here. Also reminds me a bit of Broadway when the girls get all pouty and sing their sexy song, aka Bring on the Men by Deborah Ann Cox from Jekyll and Hyde, the musical." Zeppelin isn't known for short songs or radio singles. The fact that this is under the 3-minute mark is their attempt at playing nice, but it also put everyone on notice that they were going to do things their way. It's difficult to relate this song forward. It's so iconic and such a classic. While I can't think of any particular song that was influenced by Good Times, Bad Times, I hear the bombast of John Bonham's drumming on a slew of hard rock drummers, from Neil Peart to Lars Ulrich to Dave Grohl. Plant singing is echoed by hundreds of hard rock singers in the 70s and 80s, from early Rob Halford to David Coverdale. The influence of Zeppelin and Page's real legacy is their dynamic style of music, or the elements of lightness and darkness, as Page would say. And while this song is the birth of hard rock, taking those elements of lightness and darkness to the extreme would eventually lead to the birth of heavy metal.